some further analysis. I'm joined by Ahmed Bayram. He's the Middle East spokesperson for the Norwegian Refugee Council. We've seen these horrendous apocalyptic pictures of Gaza, Ahmed, with vast swathes of the Strip simply razed to the ground. I guess it's almost unfathomable in some cases looking at these pictures and seeing that, you know, they're people's homes, they're people's neighbourhoods, these are the shops and services that people relied on. And before rebuilding can even begin, there's a huge process of clearing it all out, clearing up all of this rubble. What's the kind of logistical process here in terms of how that might happen?
The main problems are, of course, going to be Israel's restrictions of movement in and out of rebuilding material equipment, of course, cement, even trucks, excavators, the rest of it. And just to think here that, I take you back 10 years ago to the 2014 escalation and the destruction that Israel's attacks left. Some of that destruction lived all the way to 2024, 2023, 24, when Israel again bombed Gaza. So some of that, damage was never rebuilt. And so imagine at the current scale of destruction, it's going to be a huge task. Of course, that means pressure has to be exerted on in diplomatic corridors on Israel. It means that Israel must allow the rebuilding of these structures, particularly hospitals, schools, and people's homes. Of course, 10% is only left of the entire housing stock in Gaza. And at the same time, even before that begins, we're going to face a big problem in people's movement around Gaza. People will want to go back home, and we have heard testimonies from people saying, I want to pitch in a tent and just, stay there. But that's, of course, is going to bring its own problems if people moving around and space is not fitting all families that used to live in the same building. So it's going to be a big political question that, again, we hope a humanitarian issue like this and a vital issue like this is not going to be, a game of politics.
And we know that Israel is very sensitive about some materials making their way into the Gaza Strip. Things like steel and items like that have been banned on occasion. And perhaps we can understand after October the 7th why they might be concerned about things like bulldozers going in. But these things are vital for rebuilding. Do we have any sort of assurances or guarantees from Israel that anything like that will be allowed in?
Not yet, and not even assurances that timber will make it into Gaza any time soon. We have been saying, we just need timber, so that timber wood planks, so that people can build their tents and can just support the tiny tent that they are staying in. Tent poles even are not allowed. Tools, equipment are not allowed. So, let alone bulldozers and big trucks and also building materials. So again, this is a political question. It's going to be, of course, it needs all the pressure that we can exert in this regard. However, for now, we're saying that, we need what can protect people in the instant, which is some tents, of course, many tents. But even with tents, there's we are facing these challenges of banned material and banned items.
And of course, tents don't last forever. They need to be replaced. They get damaged in bad weather. There's a host of problems with them, and for the people living in them, that's not ideal either. Ahmed Bayram, really appreciate your time on the News Hour this morning.